So let's begin to center and gather just by cross-legged here. Dia, remind me to sign you in on the iPad. I don't have
Well, I called in.
You did, but I have to enter every day. That's one person, one finger, one sanitized. One person, one finger, one sanitized to get people signed in here. Let's have a little more. This whole CD is dream relaxation. So if you go to sleep during class, which I have done many times in a long shavasana, I needed it. It's okay. Easy is really great. All right. Eyes closed, spines are straight. Allow your hands at this point to rest, palms down on tops of your knees to ground. Feel the warmth of your hands on your knees as Philip is gently coming into his present moment and day, waking up. Notice your breath. Gently inhaling through your nostrils, allowing the air to swirl and circulate through the midbrain. Pulling your chest back just a little bit and gently tucking the chin in to lift the crown of the head. Shoulders are loose, elbows are gently just sort of placed at your sides. Allowing your breath again on the inhale to come through the nose. And gently, not force, but gently release through the mouth. Wiggle your toes, wiggle your fingers. Draw your shoulders up towards your ears, a little bit of motion, and then roll your shoulders down your back as though I'm gently putting them in their pockets. And then come to stillness again. 3 more breaths here. Focusing on your breath, present moment. And now gently bring both hands up overhead to inhale, lift, palms touch, hands come down to heart space, eyes closed. When thumbs touch your heart, gently bow your heads forward. Bring to mind a sense of loving kindness this morning. And loving kindness in this meditation is being able to be kind, generous, compassionate, empathetic, not only to the people we know and care about, but to the people we don't know, and maybe to the people who actually annoy us. That's the true definition of loving kindness, is not loving kindness only to those we love, but being able to reach beyond that boundary. Take a deep breath, inhale, and exhale. The concept of genuine happiness is lasting happiness, and not just the joy that we feel when we have a great meal, or our needs are met, or we find that lost credit card. Genuine, long-lasting happiness comes from being able to have loving kindness and compassion for others. Loving kindness comes in acceptance of our own limitations. And loving kindness allows us to see others, not just through our lens of the world, but to a broad spectrum and universal lens that allows kindness gentleness, deep listening, forgiveness, and acceptance. Any of those traits in every breath we take, in every moment of thought we have, creates a greater and brighter light in our universe just this morning. Where today can I offer true loving kindness and deep listening to others? And dropping your hands, then raising hands above head to inhale, lift up. Palms come together, index fingers point up, thumbs, bring your left thumb over your right thumb. It might be opposite of what you normally do, and then begin to bend to the left side, gently swaying, exhale. Inhale to bring the arms back up again. Exhale, opposite way, gently moving side to side. Coming over to inhale. Exhale, loving kindness, compassion. Inhale, opposite side. Exhale, loving kindness, compassion, and maybe a little joy. Something wonderful that's happened this morning, a smile that came to your lips. Opposite side, one more time, each side. Reach that rib cage out. Come back up to center and come over the other way, pressing the rib cage out to the left side. And now dropping your hands down at your sides, switch the cross of your legs. If your hands don't feel happy gathering behind, use your strap. Beautiful place to use the strap behind us to be able to open. Is that your strap? That's your personal strap. Good. Opening the shoulders up and back, and now with your hands intertwined, place the right thumb on top of the left thumb. Lift shoulders up and then open the chest back. Is this okay for your shoulder, Dia? Okay. As you lift your heart space up, allow your fingertips, tops of your hands, to rest behind you. When we do that, maybe bend and flex the elbows a little so they're not hyperextended. Draw the abdomen into your spine. Curly Q down, chins tucked, pressing back. My hands behind me can slide back out. It's an interesting opening that actually comes between the point of your shoulder and your collarbone. It's where your colonel stripes would be on the top of your uniform on your shoulders. Stretching right there. Inhale, come up, chest proud, clasping to see if your palms can actually touch behind your back, lifting your shoulders and rolling them out, and then lift your arms. Oh, who locked my shoulders? Wow, lift your hands behind you, trying to sit up as much as possible, and here's where a strap comes in. If hands don't want to grab behind to be able to straighten the chest, lift using your strap, which just means your hands are a little wider, but the whole purpose of this is to open the shoulders and then drop the strap, turn your hands so that your fingertips are behind you, and lean back again, flat bellies, lift your chest now, opening the middle part of the back, gazing upward, and now tuck your chin to your chest in the same body position, but bring your heads forward. Feel that stretch, maybe a little bit to the right and to the left. Oh, yummy. Now I know what pillow I used last night. The smushy one. Coming up again, please, to straight backs, arms lift. Inhale. Exhale, hands come down into Anjali Mudra. Drop your right hand into your lap. Your left hand comes out. Tip your head to the left side. Once your head is tipped, arm is out, drop that shoulder. Drop the shoulder. Bring your hand up to your head. Place your hands over your right ear. And now you're going to push your head into your hands. We're not dragging the head down. We're pushing the head up against, feeling all that stretch and pressure, stretch in the right side of the neck, pressure as you push the head up, and then release. There should be space between your hand and your head. Bring your head back into your hand. Isn't that an interesting stretch? I'm actually feeling it in my triceps. You too? You're really giving your head some oomph into that hand. And then release the hand down. Opposite hand comes up, lift straight up. Bring it over. Tip your head to the left shoulder, to the right shoulder. And press your head into your right hand. Left ear. Feeling it stretch the SCM muscle down from the ear to the chin to the neck. And release airspace between hand and head and ear. Then press your head up into the hand again. Press. And release. Beautiful work. Bring your hands in front of your body. Working your fingertips down, coming forward. Gentle forward bend. Coming back up to seated, open the hands out. Elbows down, palms up, reach and lift. And then coming back to a seated position in neutral, see if you can uncross your legs and recross them without hands. Good, and then walking hands forward, opposite hip gets a little stretch here. Coming down, drop your heads. Gently warming up the spine. Inhale, both hands come up overhead, lift. Drop your left hand down, right hand stays up. Hand gently comes behind you, twisting the upper torso. Your hips can't move here. So just the upper torso twists and looks behind you. Then drop the hand down for the reach. Pull the lower abs in. It's almost as though you're tucking your hips under here in this motion. Maybe you feel a pop release in the back. Inhale, that arm comes up and over. Left hand comes straight up. Drop the right hand behind you. Twist at the waist. And then press the arm down. If you'd like to press that hand open-handed to the back of the thigh to get a little bit deeper twist. We're warming up the back. We're coming down to our backs now. And bring it back up to center. Beautiful. Shake out your arms. Bring your feet into Baddha Konasana. Soles of the feet together, hands together here. Good. Thumbs come up, thumbs come into the arches of your feet. And this is where we begin to work our own fingertips and wiggle the toes back and forth, flexing the toes, extending the toes, flexing and extending. Thumbs working the middle part of the arches. Bring your fingertips all the way back to your Achilles heel and literally press your thumbs in and out of the Achilles tendon, working that around.
We were on the screen.
Can you hear me? Karin, can you hear me?
No, we can't hear her. Something was wrong here. Mute. She's playing.
There we go. Now you should be able to hear me.
Yeah.
Yes?
Yes.
This is what Stephanie shared this morning, that the connection would go away and then it would mute and come back. So we should be back. Just flag me. I can see you too well. So stretch. Now what I want you to do is stretch out on your mat and try fold your blanket. Philip, you can try it with your
No, I'm going to try it.
that might be. And your hips, what I want you to do is come down so that the tri-fold of the blanket or quad fold is right underneath your shoulder blades, okay? As we come down, we're opening the heart space. Shoulder blades are flat underneath of us. And actually the tri-fold or quad fold blanket is just to be able to lift the chest, opening the hands in cactus pose. Palms are looking up. Have your strap ready, please. We're going to do some leg work here. Leg and lower back work. But first, let's just relax here over this opening. Do you feel an opening in your chest, Dia? You're good? Yeah, it's good. Okay. Good. Yeah, it's a passive opening. It's a passive back bend. Try to walk your heels towards the edge of your mat to lengthen your body as much as possible, lengthening out. You might feel that in your lower back. There is a gentle arch in your lower back, but the chest is relaxed, the jaw is relaxed. Deep breath here. Inhale and exhale. And please bring your hands together, arms together in front of you. Intertwine your fingers and press your palms up towards the ceiling. Just a little bit more. There we go. Arms come above the head. And even with the blanket roll underneath of you, please shift your hips to the right side of your mat. So I'm going to bend my feet, plant my feet down, bend my knees, plant my feet, shift my hips to the right, and now my feet are coming to the left edge of the mat. So you walk both of your heels to the far left side of your mat. Walk them over. Walk them over. Make sure your sacrum is flat, and then your arms, again, still in cactus. The left hand grabs the right wrist and extends up over the head. And now you're drawing your hands to the left side of your mat. Your hips are to the right side, but your your sacrum is flat on the mat. We're not tipping up on one hip. And walking your feet over to the edge of the mat. If it feels good, try crossing one leg over the other. If the top leg is crossed, you're going to get a little bit more length. There you go. Beautiful. Release both of your hips and your jaw here. If you need to wiggle your feet back towards the center of your mat to flatten the back of your hips down on the mat, then do so. But we're trying to draw a big C curve here in the lower spine, upper spine, the ribs. Deep breath. Inhale and exhale. Whew, feel those ribs really jutting out, bringing the arm over the body. melting your hips into the floor. Beautiful. Release your hands from the grip. Draw your head back to the center of the mat. Bend both knees, plant your feet, and then gently hips come up, and you begin to walk your hips and your body to the left side of your mat, extending your feet to the right corner. So my feet are actually off my mat. That's how far I'm going in this. Allow your hips to set up. My left leg is over top of my right. My arms are up overhead. Right hand grabs left wrist, and I begin to bow and arc my hands to the right corner of the mat. Feet are off the right corner, hips are to the left middle, hands are upper right corner. Allow your hips to release here. Loosen the glutes. Maybe wiggle side to side, rocking in the hips for a couple of motions. Then come to stillness. Can you get both elbows, both bicep and delts on the mat so that the anterior delts and the posterior delts are working together? That whole shoulder girdle, in other words, is on the mat. With the added gentle extension of having the blanket under us, we get a little back bend with the arc. So your left ribs are going to the side. Your IT band, long IT band, should be feeling a lot of stretch here. If not, flex your right foot and start to draw your left foot even more over to the right side. There you go, nice Dia. Make that right foot work. Pull that left leg, straightening your knee as much as possible. When you straighten that leg on top, the IT band will engage more. Deep breath here, inhale, and melt into this beautiful stretch. And now, bending one knee and then the other knee, come out of this pose, gently roll to the side to remove your blanket from underneath you. Have your strap ready. Coming down onto your backs. I have a very thin travel mat here, so I'm going to put a very small amount, thin amount of blanket just under the occiput of my head. Believe it or not, I have a point in the back of my head. Oh, like the arrow, little ugly guy and his point in his head. All right, straps at the ready. Bend both feet, or both knees, and plant your feet. I'm going to my knees and feet today. Bend knees, plant feet. Lift your hips under, curling your hips up. A very small bridge here to curl them up, maybe 3, 4, 5 inches off the ground. Lifting up and higher. Take a breath. As you exhale, bring your spine down one vertebra at a time. Beautiful, bringing it down. Oh, reset the pelvis there one more time. Curl those bones up, lifting the hips. And now lift at the waist for the full extension. Drop your hips down slowly, one vertebra at a time. Energetically or in real time, you can place a block between your knees to keep some good center gravity force pressure towards the midline. Lifting up again, lift your hips. And then drop your hips back down to the floor, dropping them down. Remove the block from between your knees. Lifting up and bridge one more time. Lift. As you press your hips up, get ready with your palms flat on the ground to extend your left foot out. Keeping your hips level. Nice. D is going. Good. Prop here. Flex your foot. Flex, flex, flex. Lift the leg higher and press the ceiling up. And then slowly bring your back down. Leg is still extended. Leg is still extended. Back is flat on the ground. Bend at the knee. And then again, bring yourself up into bridge. Up, 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 up. When you are in flat body here, pressing the hips up, extend the right leg out. You might find that you have one side that's a little stronger than the other. Extend that leg out. Flex the right foot. Lift the leg up to the ceiling. If you need to prop your hands under your hips for support, that's fine. Now dropping down, the leg is staying up, the hips come back down and flat. Beautiful, bend that knee. And if we're all magical yogis, we could come into bridge and lift both feet, but that's not going to happen today. Lifting up into bridge again. Lift, 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 lift up. Extend the left foot out, flex the foot. Really working the lower abs here, squeezing in the glutes. And drop the hips down, the leg stays high. Bend the knee, beautiful. And one more side, one more time. Curling up into bridge first. Up, 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 sorry. And extending the right leg out. Lift that leg up a little bit more. Really working the quad, stabilizing the hips. Energetically put that block between your knees. Breathe up. Drop the hips back down. Bend the knee. Bring both legs into your body. Hands behind your hips, rocking gently side to side. Talking to the middle, lower part of our backs. And now hands come on top of your knees, split your feet. Arms are fully extended. Bring your knees up to your body for the exhale. Inhale, knees go away from the body. Arms fully extended. Exhale, bring the knees into the body. Maybe your sacrum comes up slightly. Exhale, dropping the knees away from the body. Slow exhale. Slow inhale, bringing knees in. Hold tight. And exhale the feet away from the body. And now open the knees in big circles. Allow the knees to split. And then come back up to center. Beautiful. Maybe make a couple of circles in the opposite directions. Knees split out. Nice. Beautiful. And now please take your strap in your right hand. And what we're going to do is extend both feet up, both feet out to the mat. Flex the feet. Bend the right knee and place the strap over the bottom of your right foot and extend the foot up to the ceiling. Now, where you place your hands and how straight your leg is going to be indicative of how tight your hamstrings are. Can you have both shoulder blades on the mat right now? So you're holding the strap, one in each hand. You're flexing that right foot. Draw your left foot in underneath your body. So it's that hip foot is coming right off the hip. Flex the foot. And now, either with your strap in both hands or one hand, bring the leg slowly up towards your face. Your heads are still on the mat. Feel that deep stretch in the hamstrings where if you need to bend a little bit, that's perfectly fine. There's not a race here. Release the grip on your hands a little bit so there's no death grip. And then allow the leg to come away from your body, extending the strap a little longer. Please place both straps in your right hand. Left hand comes out in a T. Beautiful. Open that leg out to the side. Here's where you have your block ready to catch the foot. The right foot blocks on the right side to catch that foot as you open. If your leg does not touch the ground, that is absolutely fine. My right leg doesn't want to play today. So I'm going to tip my block on its highest edge. And now what I want to do is adjust my body, maybe lifting that leg back up so that my pelvis is completely on the ground. Nice, Dia. Maybe bending that leg a little bit, but we're opening the inner thigh. Flexing both feet here. Let's get some energy in both feet. Are your shoulder blades on the ground? Your left palm is looking up to the ceiling. Deep breath, inhale. And as you exhale, bring that strap back up to the ceiling. Please place the strap in your left hand, flexing your right foot completely. This leg is only going over to the other side, maybe 5 or 6 inches. I want you to feel your IT band. This is not a drop over, so both hips are on the ground. If I came over to you, I would be pressing hard into your right hip crease. There you go, nice adjustment. Good, 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 good. You should be feeling in the piriformis, edge of the hamstring, outer part of the right thigh. If you'd like to wiggle your extended foot leg, that leg out, just let the toes come in windshield wiper, as though you're smushing something out with the flat of your foot against the sidewalk. Nice. And now begin to roll slightly onto that left hip. My right hip is still on the ground. How far down can you go before the right hip begins to elevate off the mat? And then extend the right arm out to the side. Allow the twist. Allow your right hip to now come over, to come and lift. Where can you release? The bottom leg. If you bend your bottom leg just a little bit, bend that knee just a little bit. Hello, Miss Amanda.
Hello.
What do you mean? Is it working?
We're having mute issues. It's not a mute. No, we've been having the last couple classes.
Yeah, it flipped out on Lisa and Philip's screen, and then when it came back on, it was on mute, so I just unmuted.
Yeah, what?
I don't know, screen went beige.
No, the mute thing. I don't understand.
And so just a blip in the radar system. Good.
You got it. Good.
All right. Yummy, yummy long stretch. That was Amanda, our director here, making sure all tech things were happening. God bless her. Sometimes I feel like I'm in the cockpit alone in the airplane. All right. Those of you holding your strap in your left hand, now bend your right knee with the strap in it to bring that knee through your chest. Beautiful, Dia. Rolling back over to your back. Unstrap that foot. Extending arms and legs out overhead, resetting the spine. Reach and stretch like you're on a rack. Beautiful. And bring both knees into the body. Bringing both knees in. Curling your knees in tight. Pull your sacrum up. Rocking side to side. You might feel like your right leg is a little longer than your left. If we did biometrics, we might find that to be the case, a little more stretch. Now place the strap over underneath your left foot. Extend the right leg completely out on the mat. First of all, just talking to that left hamstring, left piriformis, flexing the foot, toes come back towards your shins, opening your arms so that your shoulder blades are flat on the mat. Pull those shoulder blades under you. Maybe flexing and pointing the foot that's in the air. And now holding both straps between your fingers in your left hand, begin to open that leg out to the left side. If you'd like a landing zone, toss your block to the left side of your mat. Here. A very bright, my block matches Dia's shirt, just so you guys get a visual, bright orange here. Opening that leg out to the side, please flex the foot, the extended leg foot. Alignment here is the foot coming right off of your hip. Extending your right arm above your head to get length in your rib cage here. Nice. Take a couple of deep breaths, melting your hips. Allow a let go here. Your arm is holding your strap with your foot in it. Where can you let go in the extended leg? I'm gently flexing and bending my left knee that's being held in the strap to cue the rest of my body to melt. A little flexion in your right foot, the extended leg. Try to draw your right foot in towards the midline of your mat. There you go, Dia, nice. That keeps the alignment on the right side long, long, long. Can you let go in your hips? Can you wriggle your right kneecap? Melting into this anterior, the adductors. Inner thigh. Inhale and exhale. And then as you inhale next time, bring the strap of the leg back up to the center, adjusting the hips so that they're fully flat on the mat. Right hand holds both straps, left hand comes out to the side. Here's the IT band stretch. Get that strap at the top of your toes. Philip, try to extend your knee as much as possible. Beautiful. Without hyperextending, you might have to have a little longer strap. That's beautiful. When the foot comes away from the body a little bit, to straighten the knee, you're going to feel that more in the IT band. Now, flexing the foot well, bring the foot maybe 4, 5, 6 inches off the midline. That's it. Left hand, left thumb is in the left hip crease. I want you to use your own hands and own body to draw that hip bone down to the edge of the mat. Are your shoulders relaxed here? Well, I'm hanging on to a very heavy leg. Of my weight, that leg's probably more than 15 to 20% of my body weight. There we go. Gently allowing that foot to come across the body just a few inches. Thumb in the crease is going to give us that beautiful, deep, restorative stretch. Inhale, please. As you exhale, now full extension, full twist. Allow that left hip to come off the mat. Let your foot drop. Open your left arm out to the side. Please be sure your right leg is coming off your right hip. It hasn't migrated. Flexing the foot that's with the strap. Maybe turning your head towards the extended foot. And then slowly turning your head away from the extended foot. That was the wisdom of doing head presses this morning, to begin to open the shoulder and the neck. Beautiful. Where can you release? Maybe release the lower leg. Slight bend in that lower leg. I can see you better now, Dia. Go ahead and bend that lower leg just a little bit. There you go. To relax and release the hip. Letting go in the jaw. And now bend that extended leg with the strap. Heel comes in towards your hips. Rolling back to the center. Release your feet from the strap. Knees are bent, feet are planted. Wiggle your way back into alignment. Bringing both feet into the body. Now extend your legs up overhead. This is our way of saying it's okay to both the right and the left side of the body. Hands are behind the knees. I want you to draw about a 12 to 14-inch circle on the ceiling with your feet slowly coming around. When your feet come closest to your nose, close your eyes, relax your shoulders, and we're going to add an eye exercise in here. So as your feet rotate to the left, think about the clock ticking backwards. I want your eyes to follow to 9 o'clock if you're looking at a clock. As your feet come to 6 o'clock, your eyes come down to 6 o'clock. Feet come around to 3 o'clock. Closed eyes, your eyes look to the right. And then your eyes come back up to the ceiling. You can open your eyes and do this. Bring your eyes, faces stay straight up. Your face does not move. Eyes only. Eyes come down and look down your nose and your face without moving your head. Eyes come over to the far right side, 3 o'clock. And back up to 12. Lift your eyes like you've just had it. You're just going to roll your eyes up. And now let them come to 9 o'clock to the left, to 6 o'clock coming down, to 3 o'clock to the right, and then back to 12 o'clock. Roll your eyes up. Bring your feet down, knees come into your chest, hands come on top of your knees. Gaze is still up. Heads are completely still. Bring just your eyes, hold your knees, bring just your eyes to the far right side, 3 o'clock. Hold them there. Draw your gaze down with your face staying still. Just your eyes are looking down at your hands on your knees. Eyes come to 9 o'clock to the left. Both eyes, faces stay still. And now eyes come back up to 12. Roll your eyes as though you're looking up over the top of your head. One more eye engagement to the right, down, left, and up. So come over to 3 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 9 o'clock, and back up to noon. Extend both feet out and both hands out as you close your eyes. Integrating those circles that we did with our eye muscles. It's a beautiful, calming, and balancing way to enter the full moon cycle. Coming up on a full moon. All right. Opening your eyes, bring your knees into your body, roll to one side. Nice work. Coming over to hands and knees. Coming back to your hips. I don't know if Amanda moved that screen. She sure did. Good. I'm coming up close. I'm not going to eat you. I'm not a saber-toothed tiger yogi. All right. Coming back up to hands and knees. Draw your hips back. Walk your hands behind you. So if your knees are cranky in this tight fold, please place a blanket roll behind them. It's going to feel so much yummier. Or a block underneath your hips. First of all, walk your hands back. Just get in position. Then lift your chest to open the shoulders. This is releasing the lower back. Maybe your chin comes back just for a moment, then head to the side. Roll that head around. And walking yourself back up to hands and knees. Open your arms and lift up. Both hands together. Sweep your hands down to the right side. Drawing your elbows back. Nice. Little twist. Toes are gently wiggling here. Hands come up. As you exhale, dive down the other way like you're doing a kayak paddle. paddle. Bring deep canoe paddle. Twist. And then hands come in front of you. Genie arms. Knees are wide. Knees are nice and wide. You can move your blanket if it's, we're not going to need it right now. From here, bodies are literally like a board on a plane. Coming back, feeling the tops of your thighs engaging, pressing your hips forward. Pubic bone is pressing forward, squeezing the glutes underneath of you, coming back. Feel that in your quads. I do. Arm comes up and circles around in a gentle extension of a twist. Inhale. And the opposite hand now comes around. And back up. Right hand makes a big circle. Leaning back with it. No cheating here. And then the left arm. And here's where the fun starts. Both hands out in front of you. You're going to know this from brain train, or brain and brain everything. Can you allow your arms, we're not going to come together, we're going to have one arm go one way, the other arm go the other way, and then meet. And what you're doing is exercising both sides of your brain. If you think about it, one hand and then stop and switch. One hand to the back, one hand to the front. They meet at the top like two Cirque du Soleil. It's harder than it looks, but it goes right along with the eye exercises. It's kind of fun. Can you split your arms, right brain, left brain, saying, who dat? Who dat? And then bring it down and forward. Now, dropping your hands in front of you. You might feel this in your lower back, so pull your lower abs in. Dropping hands down into hand and knee position. Drop your heads, curl your toes underneath of you. Very gently, lifting hips up into down dog. Pressing your elbows. This is another beautiful way to reset the spine. Draw those hips high, 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 Dia. Draw them up, 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 up. And then come back down to hands and knees into child's pose. Dropping your knees wide. Arms come down, releasing the lower back. Beautiful. Gently, gently, gently bring your hands over to the right side of your mat. Left hand extends out. Drop that left armpit. Look underneath your right arm. Go ahead and turn that cheek down. Reach, reach, reach that left arm out. One more for you, Miss Dia. I can see you in studio. Creepy crawly those fingers forward. Bring yourself back to midline. Hands come over the opposite way. Reaching that right hand out. Maybe your left hand, I know Lisa likes this, left hand releases up to the ceiling behind you. Drop that right armpit. Are your toes flexible and wiggleable still here? No tension. And walking it back towards the center. Bring it back up. Hands and knees, please. And Philip, this is your wake up cat call. Are your hands right underneath your shoulders? Poor Philip, still getting his eyes open. Pull your belly up to the ceiling. Tuck your chin in. Flexion and extension of the spine. Drop your head. Inhale, lift. We've done all of these things both on our bellies and on our backs this morning. It's just a beautiful way to see the balance of the body. Right, left, flexion, extension, arcing right and left. This is using our body weight now to pull up and lift those bellies. Please curl your toes under. Come up into down dog again. Lifting the hips. Drop the head between your elbows. I would be behind you, pulling your hips up, up, up. Knees bent as much as they need to be. Inhale. As you exhale, please come forward into plank or your version of plank. Belly's in, hands are right under your shoulders, please. Draw your feet together. Necks are long, faces are looking down. Core work. Keep breathing. If it's not good for your shoulders here or your wrists, you can come up to tops of your fingers to keep the wrists happy. Find yourself back in plank. I'm taking a peek in the mirror. Yep. Keep breathing here. You can do it. Philip, drop your hips a little bit. Nice adjustment. Lisa, beautiful. Breathe. Gorgeous, everybody. Drop your right knee and then your left. Come into child's pose. Excellent core work there. Dropping it down. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Beautiful work. And coming back up into hands and knees one more time. Lifting up. Please curl your toes underneath of you. Into down dog. And again, you can come up on fists if that feels better. Down dog. Fists straight means you're on top of your fingertips if that's going to help wrists. And from here, extend your right leg out behind you. Lift that leg. Bring the knee into your nose. And back out behind you. Lift that leg high. Drop those hips. And then drop the foot down. If your hands are still okay, extend the opposite leg, same position. Extend that leg out, drop the left hip, bring the knee into the body, shoulders and wrists aren't on this. Yeah, you can come into a dolphin plank. That's more core work you can do there on your forearms. Beautiful. And then bring that foot down one more time in down dog. Lift those hips behind you. And coming down to hands and knees, barrel rolls to close out this part of the practice. Lift the abs up, drop them down, bend those elbows, wiggle into a figure 8, hips back to the far left, hips back to the far right, sitting into it. This is a yummy, delicious figure 8. Really squish down nicely. Come all the way to the back of the room. And all the way up. And very gently begin to make your way down to the mat for Shavasana. Perhaps putting on a pair of socks or a sweater, or placing a blanket over you. I like having a blanket underneath the curl of my thighs. For a little support there. I'll turn off the lights for you. As you come into your Shavasana, wiggle your shoulder blades underneath of you. Arms slightly bent or wherever they're comfortable. And taking a very, very deep breath, closing your eyes to be able to release your forehead and your brow line. Let your feet just fall apart to the side. Let your knees open, feet open. Shoulder blades are flat on the ground. Jaws released. And now begin to take a deep breath. Start to wiggle your fingers and toes. Gently coming back into our present moment. As you move, please breathe into any motion. Holding breath. Tipping to one side and staying there for a breath or two before coming back up to a seated position. Slowly, slowly, slowly allowing this practice to integrate. When you do find your way back up into seated position, please use the hand mudra with the right hand underneath, palm up, left back of your hand in the right palm, left palm up, and thumbs touching. A full moon hand pose mudra. Connecting and balancing the right and the left sides of our body. And with this morning's meditation, that's the loving and the kindness coming together in our fingertips. Being able to provide and develop and cultivate a sense of loving kindness for everyone we meet, everyone we think about, everyone we interact with today. We're all doing our best this morning. How do I want to show up? How can I be an example of loving kindness first to myself and then reaching out to others with every breath, with every smile, with every connection? Please bring your hands into Anjali Mudra at your fourth heart space, fourth heart center chakra. Thumbs gently touching, fingertips all touching, shoulders up. Deep breath, inhale. With the exhale, slight bend forward. My blessings for you as my gifts and guides today. Namaste.